Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Aleph Zero, aka Azero. It has been far too long since I've talked about Azero, and with that, right, I really want to address a few things. So first and foremost, I was actually expecting us to come down to like the mid 60s, roughly 70-cent zone. We didn't see that yet. Is it still a possibility? Very well, it still could be, right? One thing that I will note is that where we are currently at, we need to still flip some levels. We want to flip 90 cents into support and continue to break over a dollar. Breaking over a dollar would be crucial for us to regain some momentum for the upside continuation. In the meantime, though, I feel confident buying anything under a dollar on Aleph Zero because I do think that this is a game changer for the long-term path ahead. Tokenomics on it, yes, there's inflation, yes, there's no max supply, but if you go over the release schedule, straightforward, very transparent team, very talkative team as well. They are going to every single major event. They're extremely active over on Twitter. No, this is not a sponsored video. Don't do sponsored videos on this channel. Don't get paid to talk about these projects. In fact, I only talk about projects that I personally see value in or a great opportunity. Now, of course, with that, not every single one of these tokens and not every single project within the space is going to be a success. There's always risk involved on any investment, but Aleph Zero, in my opinion, is going to be a major opportunity simply because of how strong this project has been, how active the team has been, how active the project has been, and how fast the project is expanding well. So with all of that in mind, let's dive in and let's start off with a few things. So like I said, not really caring about short-term price action. This video is going to go up later on. So by the time that this does go live, the price is going to change. But if we do look at some of the markets, this has a ton of listing opportunity. There is only 10 markets this thing is on. You have Coinbase, you have Binance, you have Kraken. There are so many opportunities to list a Zero, which are going to boost the price significantly when we are in a bull run, when it does get listed. If it does get listed, remember, listings are great opportunities to really kind of see major spikes in momentum. Does it mean that the price is going to continue to go up? Not necessarily. Listings are actually kind of bearish for those that have been waiting for listings to sell some tokens and take profits, but still, there's a ton of listing opportunity here. Outside of that, right, we're sitting at only a $230 million market cap, fully diluted almost 300 million, which is practically, for a lot of these major projects out there, not a lot of money, right? When we go into a bull run, I mean, some of these tokens can hit high billion-dollar plus market caps and possibly even, $10 billion plus. And, like I said, anything is possible, but we still have to be very vigilant. And we also have to be aware of the risk involved as well. Outside of that, right, one thing that I will mention is the holders, right? When we look at the holders, we're sitting at about roughly almost 70,000 holders. Just to put things into perspective, going to this chart over here in terms of the daily holding amount, we go all the way back to roughly February 2nd, we were sitting at about roughly 46,000. We added almost 20,000 holders in a bear market. In what, 7 months? A little over half a year? That's pretty big. Now, also within that, one thing that I do want to talk about is the vesting schedule. You could actually see that, like I said, everything is extremely transparent on their end. You could see the native token circulating supply, like I said, going all the way back to roughly 2022, so January of 2022. This was sitting at about roughly 160 million circulating. Total was about 300 million. You can see this changing over time. Again, not a ton was released. You can actually see everything around this. Like I said, the team is extremely transparent. I've said this in multiple videos in the past as well. Also, outside of that, it seems as though with the holders really kind of gaining momentum, social dominance has been gaining some momentum as well. Shout out to the House of Chimera. We do see rising social dominance of Aleph Zero over time. The social dominance of Azero has been growing significantly, suggesting that there's been a surge in interest. What do you think the main catalyst for this sudden increase is? Well, I also think that a lot of what we are seeing is a lot of great marketing from Aleph Zero team. They have been going into a ton of not only interviews, but they've been going to a ton of events. I mean, this is one of the hardest working teams out there. Like I said, I've been following this team for well over a year now, and they've been extremely active. They've been one of the most active teams during this bear market. They're kind of right on par with a lot of the other tokens that we've been following, like Casper, for an example. I mean, Adera has been next level with what they've been doing, but Aleph Zero definitely is in the spotlight in my portfolio at this current moment in time. But also over here, they do have Meet the Core Team. Like this is September 22nd and the 23rd. October 24th and 26th, they're going to the European Blockchain Convention and Poland 2.0 Summit. We also do see a few updates. So the Aleph Zero ecosystem is on fire. In the last fortnight, 2 EFP grantees reached new milestones. We also publicize our involvement in the creation of Inc. Hub and a brand new Web3 identity layer, IDOS network. Lastly, we teased a refreshed vision for Get Common. And here you guys have some of the ecosystem updates. Aleph Zero to co-create Inc. Hub together with A-Star and Fala. GateKnox introduces GateKnox Hub for Aleph Zero. Common gets a refreshed vision. Liquid staking protocol Kinsu goes public as EFP grantee. Aleph Zero MetaMask snaps reach next milestone, entering the audit stage. Darkverse enters season 2 and teases in-game UI, characters, and more. Then, of course, IDOS is a big one as well. So some great updates. And we also see them mentioning GitHub requests this week, which I really haven't seen many other projects actually mention this, which, by the way, this is development updates. Outside of this, we also see over here from Aleph Zero, these are some of the recent reports. So this is, for example, week 36 and 37th. This is week 34th and 35th. It's been quite busy in the ecosystem recently. We're gaining confidence in decentralizing block production. Azero has been integrated with Transact and Block Bank app. And we've welcomed 2 new projects into the ecosystem. Stay tuned next week. And by the way, here you guys have Meet the Core Team, another 2 events just in September alone. We also have the GitHub merged and opened request. We also have the chain itself, and then we have the ecosystem. So Signer is available via Firefox. Azero now available in Transact. Azero has been integrated with Blockbank. Interlocks Threat Slayer reaches 40,000 users, and of course we do see new projects in the EFP. Again, really kind of expanding the ecosystem. And then here you guys have from week 33. You still have some Night of Networking and Fun, another event, which was in October. Like I said, they have so many major events. This was August 25th. This was August 29th and the 30th, which is DeFi Retreat. You have ETH Warsaw, Token 2049, and then Poland 2.0. Again, every single one of these events they are at, like the Aleph Zero team is growing astronomically, almost 160,000 followers. And you're probably thinking to yourself, like, A0 is sitting at 86.5 cents. It's sitting at a $200 and almost $31 million market cap. Like, this thing, this thing is so overlooked in the space, even though the community is growing astronomically. It's wild to me. And also, upgrades. So this got posted on the 21st. We do see the Aleph Zero mainnet is now more decentralized. The block producing committee has expanded to 50 randomly selected validators. Note that the total pool of Aleph Zero validators is nearing 130. Check this out.
Aleph Zero just got more decentralized. Here's how. In Aleph Zero, blocks have been produced and finalized by a committee of 14 nodes chosen randomly from over 120 network validators. The rotating committee just got bigger. Following the split of block production and finalization committees, the block production has grown from 14 to 50 nodes, with only 10 Aleph Zero Foundation nodes left in the process. This means that the community now controls the majority of the block production process. Stay tuned for more updates as the network transitions to full decentralization.
And again, like, these are the updates that matter because Aleph Zero has been really kind of built upon trust and decentralization. And this is just yet another great moment for the team. And it really just kind of shows you their overall vision here. And again, I love to see this. Outside of this, the ecosystem, right? The ecosystem, I forgot the last time that we went over this, how many there were. But if we actually look at the last 30 days, for example, you could see some that have joined. And again, this just shows you how fast this thing has been growing. Don't know if this is actually the last 30 days because Darkverse is here, and I know that Darkverse has been really kind of a long time coming. If we go to the newest, we could actually kind of see this. So these are the newest ones, but there's over 7 pages of projects on Aleph Zero. And when you go to the popular list, you can see, so these are the, oh, so I was actually going off of the popular last 30 days. I apologize. But nonetheless, when we actually go to the list, there's over 7 pages and there's so much happening here. You can go to DeFi, for example. They have roughly 5 right now. I do expect this to grow in the future. Got to remember, Aleph Zero is still very new. Outside of the DeFi space, there's a lot of decentralized exchanges as well, roughly 7. And again, there's a lot happening here, which is very exciting. And this is also why I say, like, I focus on the projects that have a solid team behind them, right? Like, they're building, they're making noise. It's the number one thing that I talked about with Hedera. Like, although yes, a lot of people were bearish on Hedera, I was just like, dude, look at how much noise there is. And that's the main thing that I focused on during a bear market as well, is like the projects that are still here making noise, building, growing, expanding, going to these events, getting the word across that, like, hey, listen, we're here to build. We don't really care about what's happening right now. And that's very exciting. And again, there's so much happening here. Outside of this, the roadmap as well, very transparent, like I've said. When you look at what they are trying to do here, you can read all about it. We do see in progress the account explorer, validator elections, basic smart contracts capabilities, nomination pools, and hardware wallets integrations. And again, this is more so allowing to store Azero on Ledger and Parity Signer hardware wallets. Outside of this, you can go to phase 5. This is where we still kind of see them building upon smart contracts, which is always a big thing to really kind of focus on. We also have Liminal 1.0 on-chain ZK snark proof verification, which if you wanted to learn more about this, you guys are welcome to. This is more so smart contract API that will enable integrating privacy components into Aleph Zero dApps. And then, of course, phase 6, building more upon all of that. And then phase 7 as well. And this is just what they are really kind of focused on building in the short term, which again, this is something that I've looked at for a while. They've been killing this since phase 1, which is very exciting. Again, really just kind of shows you how fast they've been building, how fast they've been moving. It's very exciting. Now, outside of this as well, I'm sure that you guys are probably wondering, are they carbon negative? Are they carbon neutral? Well, they are going carbon negative. They have always believed or been a firm believer that blockchain solutions must be eco-friendly and green is good. Here you guys have them. They're working with the Crypto Climate Accord, which tells me that they are most likely going to achieve this, because the Crypto Climate Accord, for those that don't know, they've actually been working with many of the pioneers within the space, including Ripple, Consensus, CoinShares, and many other players. This is also the pioneer behind Energy Web token. Energy Web has been pioneering this solution for a while. They also believe in carbon negative or carbon neutral Bitcoin as well. You actually see that within their solutions. But outside of this, we do see the numbers that matter. You can see everything around this. You can see 1.3 kilowatts an hour per day, roughly 0.5 or 0.53 kilograms CO2 per day. Down here, number of validators, I think that they're at, I think they just recently talked about how they're over 130 or nearing 130. They're actually at 129. And in the last month, this is the CO2 that they've produced. Again, not too bad. I know that a lot of people are probably going to say, well, what about Hedera? I want you guys to understand, like, I'm not looking at this space as competition. I always look at this space as collaboration. Maybe it's a bad way to look at it, but I think that there's some great opportunities out there, and I think that you can only box yourself in so much within this space, where we're so early. Again, the space is extremely in its infancy, so I really kind of look at what's building, what's making the most amount of noise, what has some great opportunities out there, what has, you know, incredible tech stacks. And Aleph Zero is one that I've been following for a while. Like I said, I've been researching their tech stack for a while. I think that they're very exciting. I think that they're a key player in the world of Web3, and I think that they will continue to be as well. It's a great privacy opportunity as well. It's more of on like the privacy decentralized side of things, but team is fully doxed as well. If you guys did want to learn more about the team, you guys are more than welcome to over on CoinMarketCap, and you could look up their resumes and stuff like that. Great team. They've been building, they've been making noise, like I said, and I do think that this is a great opportunity. I've been following this team and following this project and mentioning this project for a very long time on this channel, and we'll continue to do so up until the next major bull run. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. You guys definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on if you guys want more free content. If guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Peace out.